Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day or a great morning depending on when you are watching this video. I thought maybe today we would do a little bit of deep stretch, just to kind of give our body a little bit of stretching, releasing any tension, giving us a little bit more flexibility. So coming into a comfortable position, whatever that comfortable position is, maybe bringing your hands to your knees or your shins or your thighs, resting comfortably, feeling the lengthening in your back, almost like that thread lifting you up. The back of your head should be in line with your tailbone, relaxing those shoulders, maybe lifting them up, and then as you exhale, allowing them to just release down, coming down your upper back. Remembering that yoga is non-harming, so anytime you feel any twinge of pain whatsoever, or you're unable to maintain your breath, please make adjustments. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a pose, your body tells you to make an adjustment, please do so. It's always important to be aware of the sensations that are occurring in the pose, if I can learn to talk. And then to bring your focus back to that breath. And that's what we're focusing on, is that mindful movement, being mindful and aware of our body throughout the practice. And maybe closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, or bringing your gaze to a nice soft gaze to the floor in front of you. And then just focusing inward, aware of your breath, that natural breath. Feeling each inhale and exhale. Feeling the breath flow through your body. And as the thoughts tend to kind of intrude on your moment, I'm sure there's many to-do lists, things like that. The chatter in our brain, never ending. Just imagine that, those thoughts floating up to the clouds and floating away, knowing that they'll be there when you're done. But for now, just watch them float away. We can never eliminate the chatter that goes on in our brain, but through continued practice, we're able to maybe calm it, like waves in the ocean where it's very turbulent typically, but then all of a sudden it's just slow, gentle waves. So bringing our focus back to that breath, slowly deepening that breath, maybe as you inhale to the count of 5. Exhale to the count of 5. However this breath is for you, just want a nice full breath. Maybe your exhale is a little longer than your inhale. Just letting out that breath, releasing it. This is the breath that you want to maintain through the practice. Just take a few breaths, focusing on that breath, allowing your mind to calm, coming to your mat, to this moment. And slowly opening your eyes, or bringing your gaze up. Moving your feet so the soles of your feet are together. Your knees flopping out wide. Take your Your hands cupping your feet. And I'm going to do it off to the side here so you can kind of see. Your back, when you go down, can be rounded or straight. When we're doing yin, it doesn't really matter how you want to do it. You just want to be able to feel that stretch. And then once you feel that, just hold it there. Don't try to go to extremes at all. So cupping your hands under, just allowing yourself to fold over. Maybe resting your elbows on your calves or somewhere on your leg. Now remember, if you can go down this far, that's great. But if you can only go down like this, very little, that's great too. Your body will tell you when it feels that stretch. And please, once you feel that, stop and hold. And maybe closing your eyes during the pose. Being aware of the sensations that are occurring in your body. Feeling the stretch in your inner thighs, feeling it in your lower back. We'll hold each pose for about 3 minutes each. Giving our body time to just relax those muscles, letting them go. That way we have the ability to focus on those deeper connective tissues, the ligaments, tendons, fascia. Always paying attention to what your body is feeling. If your lower back starts to hurt at any point, just lift yourself up. Maybe not making that bend too far. Being gentle to our body. Focus on your breath. Remembering you can always count those inhales and exhales, giving your mind something to focus on if you're having difficulty being able to concentrate on your breath. Just a few more breaths. And very gently and very slowly, I can't talk again today. Raising your back, lifting yourself one vertebrae at a time. Being gentle with yourself, trying not to rush it. After holding that pose for a while, your body's a little bit more fragile than you expect. From here, sliding your knees out to the side, come onto your stomach, onto your forearms. Letting yourself just relax, top of your feet onto the mat. Your forearms resting onto them. Have your elbows underneath your shoulders, making that adjustment as you need to. Bringing your gaze to a nice soft gaze on the floor in front of you. Releasing all the muscles in your back and your legs. Just letting yourself sink into the mat. The only muscles that need to be activated are what's holding you up in the pose in your arms. The rest of them can be relaxed, released. Being aware of the sensations, maybe feeling a little bit of a different type of stretch in that lower back this time. Bringing your awareness back to your breath. Release any clenching that we tend to do without even thinking about it. Through continued practice, we are able to really just kind of bring more flexibility. We're stretching and strengthening those deeper connective tissues. Will bring us more range of motion, mobility. And then from here, bring your right arm out straight, like you're reaching to the wall beside you. Allowing yourself to come completely down, maybe resting your right cheek onto the mat. Turning slightly onto your right side, not deep. You don't want a deep stretch or to hurt your shoulder. Just want a gentle stretch there. You can curl your legs under, bend your knees, curling your legs up if you would like. Take your left arm, reaching behind you, just resting onto your lower back. Or if you like, another option you can do is to keep that right leg straight, bending the left knee, bringing that left foot behind the right leg, and resting that way. If that's a little bit too much, go back to curling your legs. Remember, we don't want a deep stretch on this right side, just a nice gentle. So if you feel a pull in that shoulder and it's a little intense, lower yourself back a little bit towards the mat. We don't want to do any damage. We're just trying to do some nice, gentle stretches. to make adjustments anytime that your body is telling you it doesn't like something. Very gently, slowly, bringing that legs back down, slowly rolling onto your stomach. And this time taking your left hand out, bringing your right hand in. I'm going to turn around though so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So my left hand is going to go out, reaching towards that wall behind me. My right hand is going to come down beside me first to help me kind of push over. Maybe I want to keep my knees bent. Maybe I want to straighten. I'm bringing my right leg, bending that knee, bringing it behind my left. Resting my left cheek onto the mat, remembering nice, gentle stretch. Again, you can leave your hand here if you want. Just bring it to your lower back, letting it rest there. Let your whole side just release. Paying attention to the sensations, you should feel a little bit of a stretch in that shoulder, nothing drastic. Again, if it's too much, let yourself come forward a little bit. You may find one side might be just a little stiffer than the other side. If that's so, take that arm, that right arm back, just letting yourself lower a little bit, easing up on the stretching on that shoulder. We don't want to cause any type of injury, so be sure to listen to what your body is telling you. And then slowly bringing that right arm back, bringing yourself onto your stomach. Bring your hands down by your chest, slowly lifting yourself, coming back onto your legs, resting into that child's pose. Bring your forehead down to the mat and just rest here for a few breaths. Stretching out that lower back, releasing any kinks. Maybe you want to take your arms and bring them behind you. So they're resting beside you with your palms down by your feet, your palms up, lying by your feet. Apparently I'm having really issues talking today. And then slowly bringing yourself back up. This time coming onto your back. Lying on your back with your knees in the air, feet close to your body. Lifting your right leg into the air, crossing your leg over your left leg, almost like you're sitting in the chair and your legs are crossed. Bring your arms out to support you. And then just slowly allowing your legs to fall over to the left. Keeping your shoulders onto the mat, your gaze up towards the ceiling, or maybe looking over to the left, or to the right, sorry. I did tell you I'm directionally challenged, right? So allow yourself to relax here. Again, a little bit of a stretch in that lower back, being aware of that. Letting your shoulders release to the mat. Your upper body relaxed. And then slowly lifting your knees back to the center. Bring your right leg up. Again, stretching it and then lowering it down next to your left foot. Take both your knees, bringing them into your chest, wrapping your arms around them. Rock back and forth, massaging that lower back. Bringing your feet down to the mat again. This time lifting that left leg into the air, crossing over your right leg. Bring your arms out and then slowly letting your legs fall over to the right this time. Keeping your gaze up towards the ceiling or maybe looking over to the left. Relaxing those shoulders. Imagine our connective tissues are like a dry sponge. It's very unmovable, very tight. But through continued practice, it's almost like taking that sponge and dipping it into water, squeezing, stretching, twisting, eliminating all the toxins out of it. Soon that sponge is pliable, movable, flexible. It's an analogy I had heard, and it really does make sense. Through continued practice, our connective tissues stretchen and strengthen, removing those toxins, more pliable, flexible. Just a few more breaths. Slowly lifting those knees back into the air. Stretch out that left leg towards the ceiling and then bringing it down next to your right foot. Again, bringing both knees into your chest, wrapping your arms around them. Rock back and forth. It's always good to feel that nice massage on that lower back. For our last pose for this practice, you may want to have your blocks and bolster. So rolling over to your side to get yourself up. Maybe grab your props. Again, remembering we want one block high, so it'll look like this. The other block will be low, right in front of it. So just like that, where they're just right in front of each other. Then taking your bolster like this, resting it against there. Again, because it's angled, take your body and bring it next to the bolster. You don't want to have a gap there. And then lowering yourself back. Your knees can stay bent if you would like, or you can straighten them out onto the floor. Your arms just resting out beside you, almost like you're initially trying to reach across opposite walls. But then just let them relax, letting your feet fall to the side. There are no muscles that need to be activated. Feel this opening in those shoulders, your upper back. Bringing your focus to your breath. This is probably one of my favorite poses because it just opens up the shoulders. We spend so much time hunched over computers, but this just feels amazing. Maybe you want to stay here for a little while longer, taking a few moments to yourself. But when you are ready to get up, just slowly rolling yourself over to one side or the other, and then lifting up, alleviating any tension you might end up feeling or pull in your lower back. It's just a gentle way of getting up. Or take the time, if you don't want to stay in that pose, maybe lying on your back on your mat, giving yourself time to just relax. Let yourself bring that breath back to natural breathing, giving yourself that little shavasana where you just breathe, let your mind go. Feel your feet just kind of fall to the side, relaxing. Allowing your legs to just release, sinking into the mat. Feel your back just melting into the mat. Your arms maybe out a little ways from your body, The shoulders just going back. Letting gravity take you. Release the tension, the facial muscles. Letting your forehead just kind of feel the tension ease away. Spend some time here, just a few minutes if that's all you have. But give yourself an opportunity to just focus on what you've accomplished in today's practice. And I hope to see you on the mat soon. Thank you for joining me today and allowing me to guide you. Namaste.